In this video, we are going to discuss the equivalent circuit and types of DC machine. The equivalent circuit of a DC machine is like this. This DC source represents EMF induced in the armature winding. It is also called the generated voltage or the armature voltage. This represents the armature resistance, that is, the resistance of armature winding. This represents the voltage drop across the brush contact, that is, these carbon brushes. This is the armature current, the current that comes out of the armature, and this is the terminal voltage. So this is the equivalent circuit of a DC generator. When DC machine works as a generator, due to generator action, EMF is induced in the armature winding. That EMF is represented by this DC source. This armature winding has certain resistance and it is represented by this resistor. When armature current, flows from the machine to the outer terminal through these carbon brushes, there is certain amount of voltage drop across the carbon brushes. So this DC source represents that voltage drop. If we apply KVL, the equation comes out to be V is equal to E minus IaRa minus VB. So EMF induced in the armature winding is the E. Some part of it is dropped across the armature resistance, some part of it is dropped across the carbon brushes. Another representation of DC generator is like this. This circular portion represents the rotor and this part represents the carbon brush. Together, this represents the armature of a DC machine. This is armature current and this is terminal voltage. This is the polarity of generated EMF. Since the armature current is leaving the positive terminal, this means this is the representation of DC generator. Most of the times we neglect the voltage across the carbon brushes because of its low magnitude. So for DC generator, the equation becomes V is equal to E minus IaRa. V is the terminal voltage, E is the EMF induced, Ia is the armature current, and Ra is the armature winding resistance. Similarly, we can have equivalent circuit for a DC motor. For DC motor, the direction of armature current is like this. Why? Because a DC motor is supplied by a DC source, so the current flows from the external circuit to the armature winding. So armature current is now entering the positive terminal of this machine. So this is now a DC motor. So how can we identify whether this is a DC generator or DC machine? If the current leaves the positive terminal, then it is a DC generator. If the current enters the positive terminal, so it is a DC motor. Another representation of DC motor is like this. This is now called the back EMF. If it is a generator, then this part is known as the generated voltage. If it is a motor, then this part is known as the back EMF. This is the armature winding resistance and this is the drop across the carbon brushes. So the direction or polarity of this voltage is different than in the case of generator because it represents voltage drop across the carbon brush. So it depends upon the direction of armature current. So it is a drop. It must be like this for armature current if it is a DC motor, and it must be like this if it is a DC generator. Next, if we apply KVL in case of DC motor, the equation becomes V is equal to E plus IaRa plus VB. V is equal to E plus IaRa plus VB. Again, we can neglect this voltage drop, so the equation becomes V is equal to E plus IaRa. Next, we discuss the types of DC machine. DC machine can be classified into various categories. It can be classified into permanent magnets or machines where we use electromagnets or the windings. Then these type of machines are further classified into separately excited DC machines or self-excited DC machines. And self-excited DC machine can again be classified into shunt DC machines, series DC machines or compound DC machines. In first level, DC machines are categorized on the basis of the method of production of magnetic field. We know for the working of DC machine, magnetic field is must, and how we produce this magnetic field is the first basis of classification of DC machine. If we use permanent magnet, then it is known as permanent magnet DC machine. Otherwise, we can use field windings to produce magnetic field. In permanent magnet DC machines, we use permanent magnets like this, and the circuit representation of permanent magnet DC generator or permanent magnet DC motor is like this. It is as we have just seen the equivalent circuit representation of DC generator and DC motor. Now we put this type of symbol in between the rotor or armature. This represents that this is a permanent magnet type of DC machine. PMDC machines are very famous. We have seen PMDC motors in toy cars. The PMDC motors look like this. Next we have second level of categorization. In this, the electromagnet type of DC machines are classified into separately excited or self-excited DC machines on the basis of method of excitation. Now what is excitation? Excitation means production of magnetic flux by circulating current in the field winding. So we have permanent magnets DC machines where for production of magnetic field we use permanent magnets, and if we use field winding for the production of magnetic field, then on the basis of method of energizing that field winding we have separately excited DC machine or self-excited DC machines. In separately excited DC machines, the field winding and the armature winding are energized by separate DC sources. We know there are two types of windings in DC machines, armature winding and the field winding. If the field winding and the armature winding are energized by different sources, then it is known as separately excited DC machines. This is separately excited DC generator and this is separately excited DC motor. So this is the armature of the DC machine and this is the field winding of the DC machine, which is excited by a different source. Similarly, in separately excited DC motor, we supply voltage to the DC voltage to the armature and we supply different EDC voltage to the shunt winding. Next, we have self-excited type of DC machines. In this, the field winding and the armature winding are energized by same DC source. Remember, in separately excited DC machines, the field winding is energized by different source. Field winding is energized by different source. Here we are supplying DC supply to the armature as well as to the field winding, but both the sources are different. In case of self-excited DC machines, the source will be same, right? And that self-excited DC machine can be further classified into different categories on the basis of method of connection of field winding in the armature. How we connect the field winding to the armature is now the basis of classification of self-excited DC machines. And what are self-excited DC machines? The machines in which the field winding and the armature winding are energized by the same DC source. In shunt type of DC machines, the field winding is kept in parallel to the armature. This is also known as shunt wound DC machine. So self-excited machines in which armature winding and field winding are energized by same source, and part of it is shunt type of DC machine in which the field winding is in parallel to the armature winding. So this is shunt wound DC generator and this is shunt wound DC motor. We can see the field winding and the armature is supplied by the same source. The field winding and the armature is supplied by the same source, and the field winding is in parallel to the armature. The field winding is parallel to the armature. This is generator. Here it generates a DC current IA, the armature current, and it is split into two parts, shunt current and current I. The shunt current goes through the shunt field winding. In this case, DC motor is supplied by an external DC supply. The current that flows into the DC machine is I. It is divided into two parts, shunt current and armature current. The shunt current flows through the shunt field winding for necessary production of magnetic field. Since the shunt winding is in parallel to the armature, so it receives full voltage. The voltage across the shunt winding is V. The voltage across the shunt winding is V. Since this voltage is very large and the current that flows through this winding is very small, ISH, the current that is flowing to the shunt winding, is very small. So we have to produce magnetic field which is strong enough, and the current through the winding is small, so we make large number of turns in this winding. Since the current is again very small in strength, then this shunt winding can be made up of thin wires. Okay, so in shunt type of DC machine, the field winding is made up of large number of turns so as to produce strong magnetic field because the current that is flowing through it is small. And the current flowing through it is small, therefore we can make it out of thin wires. Next we have series type of DC machines in which the field winding is in series to the armature. It is also called the series wound DC machines. So this is the series wound DC generator and this is the series wound DC motor. In this, the field winding is in series with the armature. The field winding is in series with the armature. In series machine, the armature current or the current that flows through the series winding is equal to the current I that flows out of the terminal for generator. And for motor, the current that flows into the DC machine from external source is equal to the armature current and in turn equal to the current flowing through the series field winding. Now the shunt this is series winding. So the series winding is in series and a large current flows through the series winding. Therefore, only few number of turns is sufficient for production of strong magnetic field. But it has to handle that large current. Therefore, the series winding is made of thick wires. Okay, so in series type of machines, the series field winding is made up of thick wires because the current flowing through it is very large. Since the current is large, strong magnetic field can be produced by a few number of turns only. Next we have compound machines. In compound DC machines we have two field windings. One is kept in series with the armature, so called the series winding. Another is in parallel to the armature, so called the shunt winding. Now the compound type of DC machine can be further classified either on the basis of connection of shunt winding or on the basis of magnetic effect of series winding. How we connect the shunt winding is gives us two classification: long shunt type DC machines and short shunt type DC machines. And how the series winding behaves gives us cumulatively compounded DC machines or differentially compounded DC machines. So in compound DC machines there are two set of windings: shunt winding and series winding. And how we connect the shunt winding, on that basis we have two types of DC machine: long shunt compound DC machine, short shunt compound DC machine. In long shunt type, the shunt winding is in parallel to both series winding and the armature. But in short shunt type, the shunt winding is in parallel to the armature only. This is long shunt DC generator. This is short shunt DC generator. Here we can see there is a winding in series with the armature, and this shunt winding is in parallel to the combination of both. This is long shunt DC generator. This is short shunt DC generator where the shunt winding is in parallel to the armature only. Okay. Similarly, we can have long shunt DC motor and short shunt DC motor. Here the shunt winding is in parallel to the combination of series winding and armature. Here it is parallel to the armature only. Next classification is on the basis of magnetic effect of series winding. So there are two types of machine in this category: a cumulatively compounded DC machine or a differentially compounded DC machine. If the flux produced by the series winding helps the flux produced by the shunt winding, it is called cumulatively compounded DC machine. Or if it opposes the flux produced by the shunt winding, it is called differentially compounded DC machine. This is cumulatively compounded long shunt generator. This is differentially compounded long shunt generator. It is long shunt generator. Both the cases are of long shunt generator where the shunt field winding is in series to the parallel combination of series winding and armature winding. Shunt winding is in parallel to the combination of series winding and armature winding. But this is cumulatively compounded. This is differentially compounded. How? Focus on these dots. These dots represents the behavior of these field windings. In this case, the shunt current flows into the field winding through this dot. Similarly, the series current flows to the series winding through this dot. Therefore, the flux produced by the series winding and the shunt winding will be in same direction. Therefore, it is known as cumulatively compounded long shunt generator. But in this case, the series winding has been connected in reverse direction. Therefore, the series current leaves from the dot. Here, the shunt current enters the shunt winding from the dot. Here, the series current leaves the series winding from the dot. Therefore, in this case, the magnetic flux produced by the series winding will be in direct opposition to the magnetic flux generated by this shunt winding. Therefore, series winding will try to oppose the shunt winding. Therefore, it is known as differentially compounded long shunt generator. Also, we can have cumulatively compounded motor and differentially compounded motor. In cumulatively compounded motor, the series flux must help the shunt flux. For that, the current must go into the dots. So here we have connection of the series winding like this. The current, series winding current enters the series winding through this dot. Again, the shunt winding current enters the shunt winding through this dot. Therefore, the fluxes will be in same direction. In this case, the current leaves from this dot, therefore the flux generated by series winding will be in opposition to the shunt winding. So this is cumulatively compounded, this is differentially compounded. The direction of dot decides how the machine behaves. So to summarize, DC machines can be categorized into permanent magnet DC motor, where the magnetic field is produced by permanent magnets. If magnetic field is produced by electromagnets, then it can be further classified into separately excited or self-excited DC machines on the basis of how the field winding and armature winding are energized. If field winding is energized separately, then it is known as separately excited DC machine. If field winding and armature winding are excited by same DC source, then it is known as self-excited DC machine. Now, on the basis of how field winding is connected to the armature, self-excited DC machine can be further classified into shunt, series or compound type of DC machine. In shunt DC machines, the field winding is in parallel to the armature. In series DC machine, the field winding is in series to the armature. In compound type of DC machine, there are two set of field windings. One is series winding, which is in series to the armature. Other is shunt winding, which is in parallel to the armature. Now, according to the basis of connection of shunt winding, compound DC machines have two types: long shunt, short shunt. In long shunt type, the shunt winding is in parallel to the combination of series winding and the armature. In short shunt type, the shunt winding is in parallel to the armature only. And on the basis of magnetic effect of series winding, the compound DC machine can be classified into cumulative or differential type of machine. In cumulative type of machine, the flux produced by series winding helps the flux produced by the shunt winding. Whereas in case of differential compounded DC machines, the flux produced by series winding opposes the flux produced by the shunt winding. So this video has discussed the equivalent circuit of DC machines and types of DC machines. If you have any queries, you can post it in comments. Thank you.